My ex showed up at my birthday party announcing, "I forgive you for dumping me. Let's get back together." My friends laughed, but he smirked, "Come on, you're not doing that well without me." Smiling, I walked over to the bar and kissed the bartender. My ex's jaw dropped as my actual boyfriend grinned and said, "Hey man, thanks for warming her up for me." So this happened at O'Malley's pub in Boston. It's a small place, dim lights, old wooden floors, strong drinks, and just loud enough that no one ever feels awkward. I've been going there on and off for a few years, but in the last 6 months, I've had a reason to go more often. That reason is Sam. He's one of the bartenders there. Great smile, good listener, and doesn't act like he's God's gift to the world just because he can pour a drink. Anyway, it was my 30th birthday. I didn't want anything huge, just close friends, a little music, a few drinks, and a cake. Sam said he'd handle everything at the pub, and I let him. I've been through enough chaos in the last few years, especially because of one person, Jake. Jake and I were together for 3 years. It was up and down. Mostly down. I was always stressed, constantly walking on eggshells. He wasn't physically abusive, but he knew how to mess with my head. He'd criticize me, joke about my weight in front of people, or suddenly go silent for a full day just to make a point. That kind of thing. Classic manipulation. He'd apologize after, call it sarcasm, say I was being sensitive. You know the type. When I finally left, he acted like he didn't care. Like I was doing him a favor. Then he started texting again after a month. "Hope you're okay. We should talk. You'll never find someone like me." That last one made me laugh. And cry. Then block his number. I didn't hear from him after that. Until my birthday. The night started off perfect. I showed up around 7. My friends were already there. Sam had decorated the back corner of the bar with balloons and streamers. I'm not really a center of attention type, but it was nice. People I hadn't seen in a while showed up. I felt good. Confident, even. My hair looked great. I wore a black dress that hugged all the right places, and Sam couldn't stop smiling every time he looked at me. A little after 9, I was standing near the cake table, about to cut into it. Everyone was clapping, and someone was singing a really off-key version of "Happy Birthday." I was laughing. That's when I saw the front door open. Jake walked in like he owned the place. He was wearing that same leather jacket he always wore, even though it wasn't that cold out. Hair slicked back, smug grin like this was some movie, and he was about to deliver a killer line. Conversation stopped. I saw 2 of my friends whispering to each other and looking straight at me. He walked right up, loud and clear. "Happy birthday," he said like nothing had happened between us. No shame, no guilt. Just, "Jake." Then he said it. "I forgive you for dumping me." I thought I heard him wrong. But nope. He kept going. "Let's get back together." He said it like it was the obvious next step. Like my entire life had just been on pause waiting for his approval to continue. People started laughing. Not the good kind. The confused, awkward kind. My best friend literally snorted into her drink. Jake didn't flinch. He smiled, looked around at the people laughing, and said louder, "Come on, you're not doing that well without me." And that's when something in me just snapped. I didn't yell. I didn't throw my drink in his face. I didn't argue. I just smiled, turned around, and walked straight over to the bar where Sam was standing, wiping down the counter with a towel. I leaned in and kissed him. Not a quick peck. A full-on, slow, very deliberate kiss. The bar went nuts. People cheered, whistled. I could literally feel Jake's eyes burning into my back. When I pulled away, Sam, who had clearly been waiting for the right moment, looked directly at Jake, nodded, and said, "Hey man, thanks for warming her up for me." I didn't look back. I didn't need to. Someone told me later that Jake just stood there, red-faced and frozen, then turned and walked out without saying a word. That should have been the end of it. But it wasn't. Jake didn't just walk out and vanish. That's not how guys like him work. A normal person might take the L and move on. Jake? No. He had to make it weird. Had to prove something. Had to stir the pot. The next morning, I woke up to about 20 missed calls and texts. Not from Jake, he was still blocked. These were from mutual friends, people I hadn't talked to in months. Apparently, Jake had gone full middle school drama and posted a long-ass rant on Facebook. Tagged me. Said I used him. Said I was cheating with Sam while we were still together. Claimed I was emotionally unstable and that he only showed up at the party to check on my mental health. Absolute garbage. He knew what he was doing. His post was full of just enough half-truths to mess with people. People who didn't know me well started liking and commenting things like, praying for you, and stay strong. The kind of vague sympathy that spreads fast when no one knows what the hell actually happened. Sam saw it first and showed me. I laughed at first. I mean, it was so dramatic it read like a bad fanfic. But the laughter faded quick. He had screenshots of old texts, nothing bad, just stuff taken out of context. One was from me venting about work, saying, I feel like I'm losing my mind, and Jake had circled that with proof. Another was from a fight we had about him not texting back for 2 days, where I said, I feel like I'm not enough. He captioned that with something like, this is why she needs help, not hate. It was gross. Manipulative. And worst of all, some people bought it. My mom called, worried. My boss asked me to come in for a quick check-in. Some people stopped responding to my messages altogether. And when I posted a short, calm response, nothing personal, just, hey, what's being said isn't true, Jake's friends flooded it with comments like, typical, and gaslighting is real. It wasn't even about being embarrassed anymore. It felt like I was losing control of my own life. Again, Sam was ready to throw down. He wanted to post screenshots, call Jake out, make a scene. But I asked him not to. That's not who I am. I've done the back and forth, the online fights. I just wanted it to go away. But Jake didn't stop. A week later, someone egged Sam's car. Another time, we walked into O'Malley's and found a napkin taped to the bar that said, homewreckers get what's coming. Bartenders are like family. They don't let drama into their space. But Jake wasn't stupid. He never showed up himself. Just let the poison spread. Then one night, Sam told me someone had asked about me, said they were thinking of hiring me for freelance design work, but the questions got weird fast. Like, has she ever missed deadlines because of personal issues? Or would you say she's emotionally stable? That was the moment it clicked. Jake wasn't just throwing tantrums. He was trying to wreck my life. Slowly, quietly. So it wouldn't look like revenge. So it would just seem like bad luck. Word of mouth. Whispers. And the worst part? It was working. I started losing gigs. Friends got weird. I could feel people watching me differently, like I was hiding something. And then, because karma has a sick sense of humor, my landlord called. Someone filed a noise complaint about me, screaming and crying late at night. I live alone. I don't scream or cry late at night. It was made up, but it triggered a wellness check. The cops knocked on my door at 2 a.m., asking if I was safe, if someone had hurt me. That was the night I stopped pretending this would just blow over. Jake wasn't going away. He wasn't just mad. He wanted to ruin me. And I was going to stop him. I started keeping a notebook. I wrote down every strange thing that happened, every time someone made a weird comment, every call that didn't feel right, every time I caught someone watching me too long. I wasn't being paranoid. I was being careful. Sam helped. He was calm in a crisis, but I could tell he was getting fed up. One night we were watching TV at my place when he suddenly muted the volume and turned to me. Has anyone ever followed you? He asked. I paused. No. I don't think so. He nodded slowly, like he didn't want to freak me out. There was a guy sitting outside O'Malley's last night. Black hoodie, sitting in a silver Civic. He stayed there the whole time you were inside. Didn't come in, didn't order anything. Just sat there. We went to the window and looked out into the quiet street. Nothing, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. A few days later, I found a burner account messaging my design clients on Instagram. They were using my old artwork, stuff I made in college, claiming I stole it from them. It was petty and pathetic, but it was effective. People get spooked easily in the freelance world. A couple clients ghosted me. One messaged and said, "Sorry, I just don't want to get caught in the middle of something messy." Messy. That's the word people use when they're uncomfortable but too lazy to ask questions. I tried to report the account, but it was gone within a day. Deleted. Just vanished. And then I got the email. It came from an untraceable address, some random string of letters. The subject line said, "You can't bury the truth." I opened it. One sentence. "I warned you what would happen." That's when I realized this wasn't just about me. Jake had lost control of me when I broke up with him. Then I kissed another man, publicly, in the same place where Jake used to act like a king. And I didn't fall apart after. I didn't beg. I didn't cry. That kind of rejection? It bruises narcissists deep. He wanted revenge, yes. But more than that, he wanted control again. I did something I never thought I'd do. I called Jake's ex-girlfriend before me. Her name was Bree. We only met once, briefly, years ago. But I found her Facebook, messaged her, and said, "I think Jake is doing something to mess with my life. Can I ask you something?" She called me within the hour. She didn't even let me explain. She just said, "He's still doing that?" Turns out she had her own horror story. When she broke up with him, she got prank calls every night for 2 months. Her mailbox was smashed. Her boss got an anonymous letter claiming she stole money. Police couldn't prove it was him, but she knew. She even moved out of Boston to get away from it. It made my stomach twist. It wasn't just me. It was a pattern. I asked her, "Did anyone believe you?" She paused. "Not really," she said. "Until I recorded him." Bree had once gotten him on the phone, drunk and careless, bragging about how easy it was to scare people without leaving a fingerprint. She still had the audio. She sent it to me. That night, I didn't sleep. I didn't cry either. I planned. Next morning, I booked an appointment with a lawyer. Not a huge name, just someone who dealt with restraining orders, harassment, that kind of thing. I brought screenshots, the email, Bree's recording, even the note from the bar. She didn't say much at first, just nodded and took notes. Then she leaned back and said, "We can work with this." It wasn't much, but it felt like the first brick in a wall I could finally build between me and him. But Jake must have sensed the shift, because he got bolder. That same week, someone left a dead bird in my mailbox. Neat. No blood. Just there. Like a gift. Sam was furious. He kept pacing the apartment, fists clenched, talking about hidden cameras and traps and catching Jake red-handed. I appreciated it, but I was past rage. I was cold now. Focused. And then came the twist I didn't expect. My boss called me in again. I assumed it was about Jake's noise again or something else. But when I sat down, she pulled out her phone and showed me a photo. It was a picture of me and Sam, kissing at the bar. And underneath it, a caption. "Dating a bartender while on company time? Ethics violation?" Anonymous email. That's when I realized. Jake wasn't just targeting my past. He was trying to poison my future. I sat there in my boss's office, staring at that photo of me and Sam. It was nothing scandalous. Just a kiss. But the way it was used, twisted into something dirty, like I was sneaking around or doing something wrong. My boss sighed. "Look, I know you're dealing with stuff. But this keeps getting worse, and now it's hitting the workplace." She wasn't mad. She was tired. I could tell. She liked me, but I wasn't worth the storm anymore. I nodded, picked up my bag, and left without saying anything. I knew what was coming. The next day, she sent a polite email saying they were letting me go to give me space to sort things out. Jake got what he wanted. But instead of crying, I started burning. I knew I'd made mistakes. I'd tried to play it cool, to ignore him, to hope he'd get bored. That was a mistake. I let him stay one step ahead while I played defense. That was over. I stopped waiting for karma. I was going to be karma. First, I hired a private investigator. Expensive, but worth it. I wanted to make sure if I moved, he wouldn't follow. And I wanted anything solid. Addresses, known hangouts, new job, if he had one. The PI found out Jake had been living in his cousin's basement 2 towns over. Jobless. Bitter. Broke. He'd been bragging to his buddies about handling things with me. Second, I met with the lawyer again. I gave her the new photo, the anonymous emails, Bree's audio, the noise complaint, the fake social account messages, everything. She filed for a harassment restraining order and started pushing for a small civil suit, too. She warned me, it might not hold up in court unless I had more direct proof. But I had one more card to play. Bree. I asked her for a favor. She agreed. She texted Jake from a new number, pretending to be someone else, flirty, fake profile, just enough to catch his interest. It didn't take long. He replied fast. Real fast. Within days, he was bragging. Saying how he'd taught some stuck-up chick a lesson. Called me fragile, crazy, easy to ruin. And then he said this. I didn't even have to touch her. Just twisted a few things and let the world eat her up. Best part? She probably still thinks she's got it under control. We had it in writing. Screenshots. IP traced. Done. We handed it all to the lawyer. This time, she smiled. Said, now we've got teeth. The restraining order was granted. But more than that, the court let us sue for defamation and emotional distress. Nothing massive. Just enough to take what little pride he had left. And money, too. What he didn't have, he'd owe. Jake didn't even show up to the hearing. He sent a lawyer. Some sloppy guy in a wrinkled suit who clearly didn't care. We won by default. It still didn't feel like enough. Not yet. I posted everything, every screenshot, every lie, every email from a brand new account. No rants. Just cold, solid evidence. I didn't write his name, but anyone who knew. The post blew up. His friends saw it. His family. The girl he was sort of dating. His cousin kicked him out. People he used to party with started calling him out. Screenshots leaked into other Reddit threads. People found his fake accounts. Someone even dug up old forum posts he made, trashing exes and lying for attention. His entire online life unraveled. He messaged Bree, begging to talk. She ignored him. He tried texting me from a new number. Just said, "Why are you doing this?" I didn't answer. Sam and I moved 2 months later. New apartment in the North End. He got promoted to bar manager. I got a new job with a company that didn't care about gossip. And for once, I could breathe. I still check the locks. Still glance behind me when I walk alone. I won't pretend I came out of this without scars. But I survived. Jake wanted control. He wanted silence. He wanted me to break down, crawl back, fall apart. Instead, I told the truth. And I told it loud. I made mistakes. I should have spoken up sooner. Should have stopped playing nice with someone who wanted to ruin me. But I learned. The next time someone tries to drag me under, I won't wait. I'll drag them into the light first.